It was not until 1866 that a permanent military unit was formed here in Lambton County. At the time of the threat of the Fenian Raids, beginning in 1866, the military spirit in the Canadas was greatly stimulated. It was during this time that the 1st Lambton Battalion was organized, based on a nucleus of several existing independent militia organizations. Before that, several companies of soldiers from all parts of Upper Canada were dispatched to the border communities to defend against the Fenians. Sarnia was one of those border communities. Let's listen in to W.R. Hodgins, a member of the South Huron Company raised by Captain D. Stanley and led by Captain John Franks, stationed along the border, tell a story of a night action a few nights ago. We came here from London to stop any inroads across the border by the Fenians. It's been several months patrol duty, and no Fenians spotted yet. But I like it here so much that I think I'll move my wife and family here soon after this scare is over. When we first got here, there was no place to put us, so we were taken to Point Edward. After about a month, we were moved into Sarnia, and were billeted in one of the hotels. Been exciting times, and I hear tell we'll all get a Queen's Medal for service down here on the border when this is all over. Whether or not they be scared of us, or perhaps are not for real, I don't know. Only been one time that I remember that there was ever any shots fired. A couple of nights ago. Let me tell you about that time. All of the companies here are usually split up into sections of about 5 or 6 men, each usually with a corporal. Some of these small groups would be on duty along the river to make sure no Fenians crossed over. Some of them would be in town guarding the business, and there was always some sections detached out to the nearby farms to make sure the Fenians would not sneak across the river and circle behind us. I was out on duty with one of these sections near a farm out in Plimpton. It was a dark and cloudy night, almost no moon, when one of the men in my section said that he heard some noises in the field off to the south of the farm. As we all quietly listened, he said he heard the noise again. Then he whispered to me, "There's someone out there. I can see his shadow. He is moving." Now I couldn't see any shadow, but he continued to insist that there was someone out there. Then he stood up, brought his musket to his shoulder, shouted a warning, and fired. Although we lay there quietly for more than half an hour, we never heard another sound or saw another figure moving in the shadows. We waited a couple of hours, quietly, vigilant. Then as the sun came up, my fellow soldier, whose name I won't mention, ventured carefully out into the field, his musket ready. I followed about 10 paces behind, my weapon also primed. Was he ever surprised when he found out that he'd shot the farmer's favorite cow? I never did find out if the cow was Irish and might be supportive of the Fenian cause. And that was probably the most exciting thing that happened to me while I served with the South Huron Company on duty here in Sarnia during this Fenian crisis. So I guess if I get my medal for fighting Fenians, even though I never saw any, it will only be because the only casualty I saw was that one dead Holstein cow.